Just to know you're here to stay. I walk with faith, not with fear. Every step I know you're near. Through the doubt, through the rain, you're the calm inside the flame. Even when the night is long, your light leads me on. So I walk.
Blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Walk with Faith podcast with Molly Faith. I'm Molly. This is my son, Ryan. So it's really funny, actually, because we're talking about what we're going to share with our different spiritual experiences with our guides and our spirit team. And the experience that Ryan is going to share is actually really cool. And it made me think of Austin Powers because... and I have to share it because it was really funny. So there was a bag that he found that his guides were talking to him about, and he's going to tell you the story. It's kind of cool. But he goes, "What did you say? I don't know when we got that bag."
Yeah.
And I said, "It wasn't our bag, baby." So Austin Powers, it made me think of that. And so I just played the scene for him, and I don't think he remembered it because he was probably too young at the time, but now he can watch it. But so funny. But no, that was not our bag. Yeah. And but it was planted. Mm-hmm. So why don't you start with talking about how
Yeah, so I know it was at our old place that when we just moved to Texas, and I had two boxes, one in my room and then one in the office as well, that kind of just sat there. They have been, they switched boxes I think once before we came to Texas, but they were from an old house. I don't know how many years ago.
So let's see, Lake Murray, which was in San Carlos del Cerro area, San Diego.
That was 5 years ago?
It had to be 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, because we left there 2021. It was around October, November.
Yeah, because I remember just throwing stuff in boxes at that point. But it basically...
And let's put it in perspective for a second, because you are 21 now, and it's going to be 2026. So 2021, that was quite a long time ago.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, you were much younger.
Mm-hmm. So at that point, too, I wasn't, I don't know. Spirituality didn't really, integrate itself into my life at that point. But I remember those two boxes have basically followed us the whole way. And at the old place, before we moved here, I kept telling myself, hey, I got to go through those boxes and get them cleared out with what I don't want to bring. And it just kept, I don't know, just jabbing at me hey, get those boxes done. For months. No, even the 2 years we were at that house, they was just hey, go through that, you need to go through that. And I kept delaying until, was it a month or two before I moved? And I'm okay, I'm gonna finally go through it. I go through the one in my main bedroom, and I'm okay, nothing there. But then I go through the one in the office, and man, I found everything was normal. I was going through it, and then I pull out this little red baggie, and I'm okay, I'm feeling it. I'm
I'm not touching this.
I don't know what's in there, so I put it aside. I'm my mom will know. She's more adept with that. So I put it to the side and keep going, and then she comes in and she's what is that? I'm I don't know, I just found it.
You're I didn't want to touch it, Mom, without talking to you first.
Yeah. And I remember you opening it, and
I didn't. Oh, yeah.
You did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was crazy because it was they were just yelling at me, my spirit guides, my spirit team, they were just yelling at me to go through that box to find that, because
what was in there was great. Well, I didn't show you everything.
Yeah, you got to explain that part because I didn't touch it after I found it, but I just had the experience of them basically yelling at me to go that's how strong it is. Over 2 years, it was consistent. Every time I saw the box, it was hey, go through that. As soon as I locked eyes with it, It was like, go through it. But I never did it until we started packing up.
It's interesting too, because I remember you saying it a couple times. I'm like, well, are you going to go through it? And you're like, yeah, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it today. So they brought it to your awareness, I feel like, but yet for some reason you were guided. Wow, this is coming through. Okay. What you were going to find was something very powerful and very important that I disposed of, not you. So they were bringing it to your attention, but at the right time is when you went through it, so we wouldn't bring it to the new place that we're in now. And that I was aware. Confirmation. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Wow. See, we were talking about communication from our spirit team. There was more a confirmation of what I'm about to say. They wanted to make sure that I was completely present with you to be able to handle that situation properly.
Yeah.
And we did, because I remember walking into your room and I was like, oh my gosh, Ryan, you went through the box finally. That's great. And I looked down and I'm like, what is that? And you're like, I don't know. I just found it.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I asked if you touched it and you said you didn't open it. I said, okay. So what it was a red bag. It was pretty good size. And it was knotted very tightly. So I did. I undid the knot. And when I looked in it, what I saw was pretty dark. And I got up and I said, I'm really glad you didn't touch this. So I got up and I went over to my prayer altar, what we call as, so I'm a spiritist. That's one of my traditions, my paths. And a spiritista. I went over to my boveda in my sanctuary and got what I needed. I got holy water, I got Florida water and cascarilla and prayers. I started praying, cleansing, and I broke what was in there. So what it was a hex bag that was placed in my, at the time, younger child, because think about it, 2021 versus almost 2026, right? We're at the end of 2025.
Yeah, so I was a teenager.
You were a teenager. There were other people that still had access to our home at that time, which would have been just our old timeline. I'm just going to say that. I don't want to place blame on anyone because people do things in desperate times, when they want to hinder or stop somebody's positive progress in life when they're operating in spiritual darkness, and that's what they tried to do. Yes, during that time, we were actually going through a lot of turmoil. I was going through, my mom had passed in April of dementia and stage 4 lung cancer. I was going through a divorce with a massive karmic cycle of mine, and there was a major battle over our business that we owned together, and so a court battle, and also the people that I had known, my old God family, which I don't talk to anymore, they were in our lives as well. So it was a much different time for us then. There was a lot of battle and fighting and spiritual warfare going on during that time close to us before we got away from it.
I wasn't really adept in,
There was a lot.
Trusting what I was, guided with at that time, like I am now. And so I think it kind of just slipped by our radar at that time.
You weren't spiritually awake at that time, and you didn't have a lot of knowledge on it. You saw what I was doing, but it wasn't really aligned for you at that time. So what was easier than to sneak that into a teenage kid's drawer?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go digging through your stuff. I trusted you. You were at home. It was COVID as well.
Yeah.
That was around COVID. No one was leaving. You homeschooled, so it's like
online, yeah,
or online school. Thank you. But so it's like, and when we packed up and left, it was like we packed up in a rush and left the majority of our stuff behind. Yeah. So it was perfectly hidden in your stuff. Mm-hmm. But I remember taking it and breaking what was in there, and what was in there was graveyard dirt. What would be, there's an old Congo tradition called palo. And what that can be used for is for dark or light. And so there was, that's why they say don't walk barefoot, okay, in a stranger's home, because they can hurt you with dust, powder, even stuff, like liquid, but powder, graveyard dirt. And you walk and you have energy centers, right, in your feet, and in your hands. Someone can blow it. So it's very important that people are aware of what other people try to do. So that's why we have to be cautious. I don't walk barefoot in people's homes. My son doesn't, because of what we've experienced, not out of fear, just out of knowledge. Because then you have to go through the whole cleansing and removal, because it does exist. People do try it. And what happened was someone tried to try it with palo, dust, and graveyard magic, and 4 quarters. And they tried to end and stop our growth and abundance. And it wasn't just mine, it was yours as well.
Wasn't there coins in there as well?
Yeah, 4 quarters.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was really dark and really disgusting. And I took it and I had to cleanse, break it, and I threw it away. We did our prayers. We prayed. But I remember us taking after our prayer is number 1. After we prayed, we took our spiritual baths, and then we cleansed the home and smudged it and cleansed really well, because that's energy. But your guides were like nudging you, telling you, and you almost had the clairaudience where you could hear.
Yeah, it was, that just shows how long it took for me to, really, I don't know, get attuned to that, because it took them 2 years of consistent, consistently telling me, hey, go through that box. And,
all in the right time.
All in the right time, because I started getting more proficient and, really delving deeper into spirituality at that time. And just, I don't know,
they will speak.
When it's time, they'll speak loud. And it was kind of like, it was weird, because that night, I remember I think I was kind of tired that day, or that night, and I was just gonna basically do nothing, but then I got this boost of energy, and then all of a sudden my brain was it switched to just start cleaning out the boxes out of nowhere, and I started cleaning them out, and then I found that it was not so much of them telling me, it was more of they moved my body for me to get it going, to force me to start cleaning out. I remember that very vividly. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, because they were like, you're not doing it on your own, we're going to force you to do it.
Yeah, well, they wanted you to make that decision, but they were going to nudge you to the point of where you were able to get up and do it. And it was in the right time. But that just shows how powerful our angels and our spirit team, our ancestors, and God is, the Most High is, because that's why cleanses in prayer are huge, and raising your vibrational frequency, and are very important, because yes, people can project from afar negative energy, or they could try to manipulate from afar, but there are people who will actually implant things in your life or do things. It was literally in our vicinity, to stop and basically destroy our life.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm sitting here, I'm working till 5 a.m. Oh my gosh, climbing this uphill battle. I was like, okay. I was like, wow, no wonder it's been so challenging. Yeah. But no, it's supposed to be. It's for growth. This stuff happens. It's for our spiritual awareness and for our growth and our ascension.
And it allows us to develop new skills and talents and everything. So, it may have been there to halt our progress and disrupt our life, but at the same time,
It was to grow.
It was
Learn.
to climb that mountain, and to basically overpower it and show that even if that is thrown at us, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have the strength to push through it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean it's easy, but we were able to get through it. But yeah, it's pretty amazing, like the protection that God gives you when you are, when you turn your focus inward and you focus on your path and what you can do to help your soul's ascension and help other people, because that could have really, really hurt us bad. Not saying that, we didn't go through our challenges, because we did. And is Puppy under there?
No.
Oh, that's you just stomping around. It's good we're on the bottom floor. But, I've had instances too where, like that one time with the video, the stone jumped.
Yep.
Or the lights flicker. Those are other ways. We've also had the nudges, like before we moved here. Things were occurring at the old place. It was a blessing. We were homeless. We didn't have a place to go, but we got the place that we were in before this place. And, oh my gosh, it was such a gift.
Yeah.
But it was time to go. And we were like, started looking, but we couldn't really find anything. And Ryan's like, let's just wait. We'll wait till this time and start looking. And then sure enough, all of a sudden, the neighbor's dogs start breaking down the fence.
They were ripping off the planks of wood of the fence.
Literally. It was like, oh my gosh, what is this Stephen King movie? Is it Cujo? Cujo, the Rottweiler.
I don't remember. I don't think I saw that.
Was that the one? They were literally ripping off the planks. We put up a plank and they busted around the new plank.
Yeah.
They were like literally beating down the fence. So I would be doing readings on the other channel, and all of a sudden I would see the dog running through the yard, just trotting through. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden the other dog came in the yard. And then, before you know it, we couldn't take Puppy Moon in the yard because it was too dangerous. These dogs were huge and they were pretty aggressive. Very aggressive. So, we tried to go to the neighbors. They didn't answer. They didn't do anything until right before we were going to leave. But so there was that.
And then the yard as well was another instance of, another sign being like, hey, we have to get out of there, because it was hurting Moon.
It was hurting Puppy.
Yeah.
She had the worst reaction. Her paws, her body was getting irritated. She was getting like bladder infections.
She was tired.
She was tired. She was not feeling well. And then when we moved, everything started to clear up, and her skin is all better.
Get some antibiotics for her and everything, and the new clean area,
Right.
She's doing better than ever now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's doing very good. But and then we were like, oh, that can't be it. It's fine. We'll block the fence, and I was putting Neosporin on Puppy because that's what the vet said to do, and I'm like, it'll clear up. And this is kind of funny. My guides are funny. I definitely get tough love. So in my bathroom, I'm sitting there. I walk in the bathroom. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. I go and I turn around and I see a wasp on my wall, and I'm like, Ryan.
Yeah, she always calls me for the flyers.
I shut the door. I'm okay. He just, he's a black wasp just hanging out on the bathroom wall. I'm like, Ryan, I think there's a wasp in the bathroom. And, so he gets the wasp spray because it's a giant wasp on the wall. Yeah. And we had to get rid of it, so we did. That's like instant. And I'm allergic to wasps. So, and I don't, yeah. So anyways, that's for another day. So anyways, he gets rid of it. I'm like, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm getting ready for work. I look, there's another wasp. I'm like, what is going on? They were coming up the bathroom drain. I'm like, all right, that's it. I hear you. Okay, we're leaving. Like, I hear you loud and clear. We are going. So we are going to wait it out a little bit longer. And I was supposed to record a podcast, but I had found a place that I thought would be suitable for us. It was more reasonable. We were downsizing, and I really liked it. And I loved the people. I talked to the lady. And
you found her number twice.
Yeah. So this is how they align it for us. So I was supposed to do a podcast. I found her number twice. I called twice, and she goes, Molly. She's like, I know you. This is so-and-so. We already talked. She's like, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's meant to be. Like, literally circled back around and called her again. And she called me back, super sweet. She goes, we have an open house. Would you like to come in? I said, we can. I have a podcast to record, but we'll come another time. Sure enough, the podcast I was supposed to record got canceled. Mm-hmm. We were able to go to the open house, which started the process of us being able to move into this place.
They accommodated us so much. They were fantastic.
So amazing. So amazing, especially with everything we've been through. You know, they were so understanding of, you know, our journey and everything. Coolest people. But it was like so aligned. But before I listened, it was like dogs breaking down the fence. Moon's skin. Wasp coming up the drain. I was like, I hear you, okay?
It was gradual, but they were like showing us signs like, hey, we're gonna start small, and then we're gonna have freaking black wasps coming in your house.
I told Ryan, I said, we can't delay this because they're telling. I was sleeping on the couch and not in that room because it freaked me out. I'm like, we have to listen. I already said we're gonna move. I told, you know, our guides and everyone that we're going. So we have to stick with that. But these are just some instances where they will literally either speak to you where you can hear the voice. It's not like hearing voices, but it's, you know, clairaudience. You can hear it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a whisper from the divine, kind of.
A whisper of, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The nudge inside of you of what feels right, what doesn't. The actual physical things, too, that start to happen, whether it's, you know, illness or if you lose something, lose a job or whatever, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Or, it could be, like you said before, when you're driving, the people around you as well.
What about the people?
Remember you're saying, like, if your energy is off, it will affect the people around you as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So.
Yeah. Well, we are energy, and we are going to encounter, well, that may be for another day.
Yeah. Energy
transfer. It's very real. Our energy is going to affect the next person. It's like the butterfly effect, or I always say during the petal in the pond, and then the ripple effect. Yeah. So
transition to part 3.
So these are just a couple experiences, but there are a lot more. But just trust the nudges, trust your guides talking to you. Now, your guides are going to speak to you. They're going to help you. They're not going to hurt you. Now, those experiences that we had to go through, we were still safe. It could have been worse. We've been through some stuff, but it is to open up our eyes to see and to grow and evolve. And it could start just by those little nudges. Okay. I'm hearing your guides leading you in the right direction. It could be different for everyone, but you may even have dreams. Your guides will come through in your dreams. Now, they're not going to come through scary, though. Just discern between, the divine and something else. But they're always rooting you on. And remember, guys, this is coming through for somebody. Prayers are not just for us. They're actually to help our ancestors and our guides, like our ancestors, not all of them, some of them like to stay, like they worry about their loved ones, and sometimes they're lost. So our prayers, everyone needs our prayers, okay, whether it's in the astral or the material realm. So it's not just for us, it's for them to properly to progress positively and go back to source. So that was for somebody that had to come out. I had to deliver that. Okay. So that's another way they communicate. They're like, they'll give you those messages that sometimes you just absolutely have to share because someone needs that message. So anything else you'd like to share? That's not my bag, baby.
I think that's it. I mean, we can go into more next time if we want to,
right,
expand on it, or, we can always transfer it into something else, like we were talking, the energy transfer and everything.
Yeah, we can do that too.
So, yeah.
We can do that too.
'Cause I have a feeling, even though, if it's not, we don't have a set schedule or anything, I feel like this kind of segment is probably going to go on for a little bit. So, hopefully.
Well, if that's the message you're receiving, then I trust it.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, mm-hmm.
That's your guides talking to you. Apparently they want it to continue. So, we listen.
Yeah.
So it's going to help someone. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me and Ryan. He just released, just to let you know, he just released a new album.
Yeah.
And a new song.
The new album, Awaken Light, can be found on the website, link in the description. And then also...
crossroadsmeetsocean.com.
Yep. And then a new song also out in Library Rise on YouTube called Weightless. Definitely a jam, that's for sure. And so if you guys want to check it out, go for it. And yeah.
All right.
Just keep posting new content, and yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ryan, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
this. I think this is really powerful. All right. And just, guys, clear your energy, stay prayed up, and keep your vibration high, stay in the light, operate in love, not fear, no matter what happens in your life. And just know that you can get through anything, and that you are very much loved, very much protected, okay? So these are experiences that before we came here with the Creator, we said, okay, we're going to experience this relationship, these are experiences that we all choose to live on Earth School so we can graduate. So, all right, guys, sending you so much love, many blessings, and we pray that you're always surrounded by the Most High God's love, protection, and blessings. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I walk with faith. You've never failed, not once before. Why would you now, my Lord? So I lay it all in open hands and follow where you stand. You're the breath inside my chest. I'll trust you with the rest. I walk with faith, not with fear. Every step